Roll for Crit here at Gen Con 2018, giving you the hot news on the newest games or the hottest returns. Today we're talking about a new game from Arcane Wonders, Critical Mass. In particular, we're starting with the Patriot versus Iron Curtain set. The way this game actually works is it sort of starter sets with 2 robots in them, Patriot and Iron Curtain. There'll be more sets that come with more robots, but those are the 2 we played. And the way the game works is it's a 1v1 the way we played it. There is multiplayer, but we'll get to that a little bit later. And you have you're pretty much just trying to fight to the last man standing. And you have cubes, which are your health in different sort of systems. And each system is easier to remove a cube from. Some are harder, but they have less cubes, so you just need to take more damage to soak up a cube there. And you'll be playing either attack cards, upgrade cards, or sort of these quick event cards or evade cards. The attack cards are what you expect, they're attack, and they have a speed component. And so if you're faster than your opponent, you can actually sort of disable them. The idea is sort of like being if you shoot someone in a video game, they sort of like have to strafe and hurt because of all the bullet damage.
Yeah, so even though, your death is always determined by your cubes all disappearing, but you might want to focus on a specific system. If they keep using their evade card and annoying you, you can disable it at least for a little while to try to stop them from doing that.
Right, removing cubes from each system sort of targets a certain weapon or style from that character.
And each mech has a different set of those systems, and how they work exactly is different.
In addition, each set has every mech starts with a specific starting set for them. But this actually has a sort of deck building component where you have a separate deck on the side, which you'll pull cards from every now and then. They have these stronger upgrades, which can be used in your favor to sort of maybe stronger weapons or better evades and blocks. So this is really important. In addition, your mech sort of has a secret special ability. For example, I played as Iron Curtain. My thing was hoping that your opponent played a bit more aggressively because then I could prevent myself from being stunned with a weapon attack. When I believe yours, I'm not exactly sure.
It allowed me to draw better cards, basically. So it was really just a way to more quickly upgrade my personal hand. And I don't know if we mentioned, but you actually play your cards simultaneously each turn, and then you flip them over at the same time. So depending on the speed of your attacks, somebody could go first, and that is called disruption. And there may be other effects from that disruption as well to cancel certain parts of your card, for instance.
Right, and all their upgrades you can play as well. Some of them are just damage boost +1, or like, for example, I had one that was if I did a damage to you, the next damage would be doubled or something like that.
Yeah,
so you really got to plan out those moves right.
You can make those chains and combos. There's even some cards that stay out on the field that can also be attacked instead of the mech directly, and they might boost your weapons or hurt your enemy, and they'll be annoying. And but yeah, that's essentially the way the game plays. We did the 1v1, as you said.
Yes.
And I thought it was really fun. The thing that I didn't expect from it is there's kind of a bluffing element to it, at least when we played, where you might play a card that says your next move will empower your attack up more, so your opponent's expecting you to use an attack, but you might decide, I'm not going to do that, and they might waste one of their blocks, and then they have used that block because it's in their discard pile, so before they can get it back, now you go in with your attack. So there's kind of a lot of trying to read your opponent each round.
Right, there is that sort of back and forth of trying to understand that, and it really is important because, for example, as Curtain, I was expecting him to attack more, but I sort of didn't take advantage of him taking his upgrade turns, which is what actually your mech's ability is about. And that sort of sent me back a little bit. But, as we said, there are other starter sets and robots, and you can do multiplayer. And the way that actually works is, as you sit around the table, you'll actually choose, when you choose your card, you also choose a card that says targeting. And when you flip over your card, whether it's an attack or not, you also flip over that card, which will say left, right, or straight. Meaning you have to decide who you're targeting before you see what everyone else does. Which is really nice, because that means you can't see, like, if I saw you shoot the guy across from me, I can be like, oh, then I'm going to shoot him instead of you.
Yeah, I really like that, because a lot of times in games like that where it's free-for-all, you can kind of just be like, I'm just going to attack that guy because I feel like it or whatever, and it doesn't really, it can cause problems. So I like that you have to kind of declare it like that. I think that's really good. Another thing about this game is it kind of has something, one of those systems we've seen in games where you can see what cards your opponent has played, and it's a little while before they can get them back into their hand again. So that's there's sort of this hand management thing where you have to decide, should I use this now? Because I know if I lose it, I have to then kind of waste a turn, in essence, getting those cards back. And what's the best time to do that so that I don't let my opponent get through to me at that time?
Right, and there are cards that actually can use to take advantage. Like I had one that made it so you couldn't play a weapon next turn. and that way you can be like, I'll do this, and that's when I'll recharge because he's going to be forced to do something that's not attack based.
Yeah. So really fun. It's a pretty simple one, but it kind of has sort of the feel of a deck builder, but it's like a hand builder because you have them all in your hand usually.
Right, and we didn't really take advantage of the deck building side. Like we didn't do the custom decks.
Oh yeah, I was even talking about in game, but yeah, you're right. You also custom build your deck before the game, so
right. Like
that's your pool to draw from.
Yeah, as I said earlier, you do start with 6 basic cards. I think it was 6, something like that, 6 or 7 cards that will always start with which robot you chose. But the starter sets, I think, come with their own big set of cards, and those you can just mix and match as much as you please, which I do like a lot. It means like you and your friends can grab some and choose a deck that really fits. Like, oh, I am going for a slow upgrade, but then just hitting you with a whole bunch of like 10 damage weapons, or more fire damage, more laser, more physical, stuff like that.
Yeah, there's the different types in there. You could definitely have some cool cards and combos, and I'm sure with both sets and the future ones they come out with, you can mix and match and have some neat stuff going on.
And I will say, I do like, though, the cards you start with, they're not like that weak. Like there were sometimes when you lose them from a system downgrade, you can get them back. Mm-hmm. And they almost seem as good as some of the higher upgrade cards that they let us use in the basic set. So it is, I think, a solid mix of everything.
Yeah, and when you get those cards, it doesn't feel like, oh, I got to take forever to upgrade. You get them pretty quick, and they do feel pretty powerful.
Yeah, no, you upgraded very fast. And
my guy starts with an upgraded card. That's his ability. So,
and then you kept upgrading before, and I'm like, oh, he's not attacking, and I learned to regret that.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's a really fun game. If you like mechs, especially any of those mech customization things, this is definitely one for you to check out because the way the game works, and each mech sort of has its little bit just unique style to play style. But with the cards that come in, you can customize it to fit the unique play style that's just your own. You may have your Patriot, but I could have mine.
Critical Mass is the name of the game from Arcane Wonders. Like and subscribe for more Gen Con 2018 coverage.
And enter our contest for a chance to win some Gen Con games in the description down below.